Welcome back to the Vault, and this an episode of Story Time. The Vault doors are about to open and take us on another adventure taken from our archives. As always, be a friend to the channel and please like this video and subscribe and click that notification bell. Thanks to some of our viewers who recently voted on a poll on our community thread on our channel. This next story time is a ghostly story time. Science has made phenomenal discoveries within the last 100 years, but even still, some things just can't be explained. One such ghostly tale must be among those unexplainable events, as it occurred many years ago in a soon-to-be real Texas ghost town. Forgotten by a world of high-tech devices, modern conveniences, and the worries of the day-to-day rat race. This is the story of the ghost town of Thurber, Texas. Texas Thurber was constructed and owned completely by the Texas and Pacific Coal Company, which was headed up by Robert Dickey Hunter and H.K. Thurber of New York. Hunter constructed the town while dealing with the dissident Union miners associated with the Knights of Labor, who had been working in the mines there since the mid-1880s. He fenced off the property owned by the company, constructing an entire town and mining complex complete with schools, churches, saloons, stores, houses, a 650-seat opera house, and a 200-room hotel, an ice house, and an electric plant. The Union was not allowed inside. The conversion of the United States from coal to oil, along with the consistent Union strikes, led to Thurber's demise. The need for workers began to dwindle, and many miners moved away by 1927. It wasn't until 1939 the company basically disassembled most of the town and concentrated their interest towards the oil fields. The once thriving Thurber became a ghost town. It was during those declining years that an eerie thing occurred. On a summer's night in 1930, 11-year-old Walter Costaher and his older brother Frank had an encounter that would stay with them for the rest of their lives. Walter was 82 years old when he shared the tale from the safety of his store within the quaint village of Strawn, located just down the road from Thurber. Walter said, "I remember the night well, always have and always will. A boy never forgets the odd things of life, and that one was surely odd for me." It was the beginning of the Great Depression, which hit Texas harder than most other states. Many grown and able-bodied men were out of work, or taking any job they could find, so it was rare that the two boys could find work, but they did. Walter and Frank would walk down to a local Mexican restaurant on Saturday nights, one of the few establishments left in Thurber, Texas. They would go there after closing hours to assist the owner with rolling tamales. One particular night, Walter said, was very clear, with a beautiful full moon hanging low upon the summer horizon. The two boys finished their work at the restaurant about midnight, and after collecting 50 cents each, they headed home down an old dirt road that paralleled a set of railroad tracks that took coal cars to the town of Mingus, a few miles north of Thurber. Costaher said, "We came to the place where we left the road to cross over the fence in order to get to the house. In those days, many fences had stiles built upon them, steps in which one could easily climb up, over and back down without having to climb the fence. We were approaching the stile when the ghostly thing appeared. Here came this beautiful silver-looking thing." He went on to say, "My brother looked at it, screamed, and ran as fast as his feet would carry him toward the house, unfortunately the long way. I followed, but he was bigger and faster than me, leaving me further and further behind. Once my brother cleared a considerable distance from the ghost, he slowed and then finally stopped until I got caught up to him, both of us out of breath and scared half out of our wits. Only then could we gather enough courage to look back at it, but it was gone. Out of breath, the boys ran home to their awaiting father. As soon as they got in the door, they told their father all about what had happened and the spectre they had seen. They pleaded with their father that somebody had obviously pranked them. Their father sat both the boys down. He said, "No, this is no prank." He then explained to the boys that what they had saw was something that many people in the Thurber area had encountered. He told them of a story of an incident that took place in Thurber years before, when it was a booming community. A carnival had made a stop at the village. There was a beautiful woman with the carnival who would sing with a voice even more beautiful than she was. She was tragically killed and murdered by a local resident who had become obsessed with her. The woman, he said, avenged her murder by returning to haunt the streets of Thurber. The ghost town of Thurber, Texas, was once a thriving place, teeming with immigrant workers, mostly Italian, Hungarian, and Mexican, trying to make a living for themselves and their families. The Great Flu pandemic of 1990 took the lives of at least 20 children and several adults. Multiple cases of sightings and paranormal activity from the ghosts of the children were experienced by many of the residents in Thurber. Other sicknesses and difficulties plagued the immigrant town as well. A ghost in Thurber could be just about anybody and haunt anyone. If a ghost still exists in Thurber, Texas, the only live people it would find to haunt would have to be at the Smokestack restaurant, which has reported their own accounts of ghostly happenings over the years. But if you want to see the ghost of the carnival woman, you'll have to stand out in the field where the road once was. The problem is nobody knows exactly where that was, or at least none of the living. So, was it the Great Depression and all the mining issues of Thurber, Texas that drove all the residents away? Or was it the many ghosts and the incessant paranormal activity that drove residents to leave the ghost town of Thurber? Let us know what you think. Please comment. Thanks for watching, and see you next time on Storytime.